Hey, happy weekend. It's Colette. It's about 8:30. Thought I would go live before bed and chat with you guys a little bit. If anyone's on, just comment below. If you have any questions, let me know too. So we had a really busy weekend running around, and sometimes when you run around your habits, you can go out of your lane. And so I want to talk a little bit about staying in your lane. Staying in your lane during the weekend, staying in lane when you get busy, staying in your lane when you're traveling. That's where it gets challenging. To keep those hormones balanced, to keep your gut health in check, stay healthy, practice good habits, and forget being perfect. So I had a little bit of a fall today because of the fact I got up a little bit later than I normally do. And so some of the habits that I always do in the morning, which is like probably 99% of the time, I didn't do. And I could feel the difference. Okay? So that's my honesty to say, hey, I didn't do something, I'm not perfect, but I could tell the difference. So let's talk a little bit about staying in our lane. Staying in our lane basically means we stay in the lane that we want to be in order to get in our goals. So I hear often people will come to me and they'll say things like, well, I'm really great until the weekend. I will practice, healthy eating habits. And then the weekend, I kind of feel like it's a reward. Or the weekend, I kind of feel like I deserve it. Or when I go on vacation, I feel like it's a reward. So I'm fine until I go on vacation. Or I want to lose weight for vacation or for this event. Now, let me tell you a little bit about that thinking. Okay, first of all, staying in your lane is basically staying in that lane to develop those healthy habits. Staying in that lane so that you can, if you're on, say hello. Staying in your lane so that you can develop, my eyes itchy, healthy habits. But staying in your lane so that you don't end up with hormone issues, hot flashes. You don't end up with gut health issues, reflux, slow digestion, constipation, waking up in the middle of the night, which would be hormone and gut or both, rashes, hives. Those can happen if you're not staying in your own lane. Staying in your lane basically means that no matter what happens in your life, you don't have to be perfect, but you stay in the lane you want to be in so that you hit the goals you want to hit. So if your goal is to get a healthier waistline, excuse me, then what do you have to do, right? So you're going to stay in the lane of, even if it's the weekend, I'm still going to practice the same habits, which is I'm going to eat a lot of protein, the vegetables, the carbs, just enough to help me with sleep, and breakfast, dinner. I'm going to be lifting weights versus not staying in the lane and going out of the lane and veering, down the hill, which is, well, it's the weekend. So I'm going to have a bunch of drinks. We're not talking about perfection either. I'm going to eat anything I want. I'm not going to worry about my hormones. And then I'll get back on Monday. Can that work? Well, normally at middle age, you might get lucky because of good genetics. But you'll start to feel it. You'll start to notice you're not feeling as good. Your energy's not as good. Your sleep isn't great, and you might be waking up from either the sugar or the carbohydrates, which turn to sugar too. It doesn't mean you can't have sugar. It basically means that in order to have, to age at a slower pace, which means when you're aging slowly, you're not dealing with all these health issues. You're not dealing with the health issues of other people that are aging quicker. You're aging slowly because you've taken the time to really recognize the habits that you need in place for life. So I always talk about it's very easy to have a quick fix, to quickly drop your weight. So easy, honestly. Maybe not as you get older, but I could teach anyone to do that. The key though, and this is what I teach, are those lifelong habits so that you stay your weight stays the same. You sleep all the time. I just slept actually 10 hours. I normally sleep like closer to like 7 or 8, but I actually slept 10. Some people will say, oh my gosh, I haven't slept 10 hours in years. We know sleep repairs a lot, and sleep will actually help you drop a lot of weight. But when we get out of our own lane and we get out of that lane that we're in that helps us stay healthy, we start having the physical and mental symptoms. Let's talk a little bit about staying in the lane while you're traveling. And it got me thinking, because I'm going to be leaving on Wednesday with my daughter, and I are going to the graduation party in Texas for my niece. When we go and stay with people, people eat differently. We eat, that's just the way it happens. So it's like, what can I do to stay in my lane? Well, I also know that when I'm traveling and I'm flying, first of all, I know I can get dehydrated, so I'm going to drink a lot of water before I go. Make sure I have water on the plane, and afterwards I'm going to replenish with an electrolyte, like before and after. I also know that I'm going to bring some really healthy snacks, so just in case the flight is delayed, just in case the flight is delayed, just in case they don't, like my daughter gets hungry or thing like that. You don't know when you're traveling, right? When they're flying. So I'm going to bring some nuts, some prepackaged nuts with me. I'm going to bring some, normally I'll bring some like cut up chicken, bring some vegetables with me. We're probably going to bring some protein bars, some healthier ones. We love Truvani. Primal Kitchen also has some. And I'm going to bring that's the kind of stuff I'm going to bring with me in my carry-on, so that no matter what, I'm set. And I don't have to worry that I'm stuck in the airport. Chicken, vegetables, those kinds of things last for a while if you bring it in super cold. So I don't have to worry about ice packs. We've done that before. So that allows me to stay in my lane. That allows me that no matter what happens, I'm okay. The times I go out of my lane, like today when I got super busy, I feel it in my body. I notice a slower, and the energy's not where I can feel a drop in the energy. I can also feel sometimes even the drop in cognition, the things like that. But when we do things that help our body, you're going to notice it in your mind. You're going to be sharper. You're going to have better memory. You're also going to notice it in your gut. You're going to have better digestion. You're also going to notice it with less and no symptoms. I remember a time when I had hot flashes. I had every symptom and was waking up between 2 and 5 a.m. That's been a distant past for a long time. But I know plenty of people, might be on here and you might be experiencing this. Me staying in my lane, also knowing like, okay, so this I work out with weights 3 days a week. And today, I decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and I came back from after appointments with my daughter, and I said, I'm going to help my husband with some yard work. There was a big brick, and I could have gone and gotten him a big brick thing to go get it. But there's a different choice. To keep me staying in my lane, to keep me healthier, stronger bones, stronger muscles, I need to be able to have really, really be in good shape where I feel really strong. And my body needs to be strong so that it supports my whole muscular skeletal system. It helps prevent the issues like osteoporosis, osteopenia, things like that. And so I lifted those bricks and carried them over. They were heavy, but I know that the more that I do things like that, the better I'm going to feel, because it builds muscle, it builds strength, and that helps me slow down my aging. Okay, so I carried those over, 3 of them. Wasn't dressed for it, kept them away from me, but it was a good workout. So look for those opportunities on the weekends. Look for those opportunities to carry that mulch, carry those things that are a little bit heavier, that aren't going to hurt you, and you want to gradually go up. I've built up over time. That's staying in my lane. Staying out of my lane would be like getting out of my lane. Veering off would be, well, I'm not going to carry heavy stuff. I'm not going to try to eat well just because it's the weekend and I went to a restaurant. I'm not going to look for healthy foods. It's the weekend. I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to have 5 drinks. I'm going to go to bed, stay up late, and then your body feels it. We don't recover at the same rate we used to when we were younger. Our bodies just don't do that. And our digestion is different. We don't digest as well. So our bodies need a little bit some more support. So our bodies are less forgiving than they used to be. So even a day or two off, we can notice the difference. So what can you do to get back in your own lane? Okay, let's talk about that. How to get back in that healthy lane. So one of the things you could do is write down or journal about what did you do in the past that really worked, that when you felt really good, that you had high energy. If you've never had it and you haven't had it for a while, come see me. Let's get you to the point where your energy's there, where your waistline is intact, where you are really feeling good and your sleep is solid, your memory's better, all those things. Gut issues are gone. What else can you be doing? So journal about this. Think like, when was the last time this happened? What was a habit that you currently had in place that helped you stay in your healthy lane, that you no longer have that habit in? What about some of the habits that are not so great habits that you have introduced that need to go by the wayside, that are preventing you from staying in your lane? Okay, so maybe it's a new habit that's not great about staying up too late. And when you stay up too late, then that disrupts your hormone balance and you have a tendency to overeat because there is a hormone that becomes a little bit stronger when you're tired. Okay, so it's easier. It's not, that's why the willpower, people say willpower. It's just that the hormones get unbalanced. What else could you do to stay in your lane? Well, another thing you could do is keep a routine. So what is the routine that got you there? Write down the routine. Maybe take a picture with your phone. Remind yourself. Put reminders on your phone. What else? What is the food that got you there? So maybe it's that you've been eating the wrong foods and you really are feeling like your digestion is slow. It's sluggish. You feel bloated. Or you just feel like tons of hot flashes that came from because you ended up having like some kind of dessert or something else. What could you do differently? What would it take to start feeling better? About the habits, we've talked about some of the lifestyle things. We talked about looking at the past. Let's talk about mindset, which you guys hear me talk about this all the time. So mindset wise, what is the mindset you have right now that took you out of your healthy lane? What is that mindset? Is that mindset saying food is a reward? Because anything can be put in a healthy balance. A healthy balanced diet. I had a bad connection. You can include some treats, moderation, but not very often if you want everything to stay balanced. If you're already on bioidenticals or doing some additional hormone support, sometimes you can get away with a little bit more. But I will tell you that there are some downsides if you're not practicing, if you're taking bioidenticals and not practicing good lifestyle and functional nutrition. Your body can really feel it, can take a huge hit, and it can make you age quicker, which you don't want to do. Okay, so mindset wise, what took you out of that healthy lane, and what will it take to get you back in it? Okay, so this idea that food is a reward doesn't need to be a reward. Make it a part of a healthy balanced diet, healthy hormone and gut health balanced diet. If you don't know what that is, search in the group or come see me. Let's get you understanding what that is. That's what I do. I also educate people on that. Also, what mindset got you to thinking that you couldn't do this? That you couldn't go out with friends and still be healthy? What makes you think you can't? Is your mindset in place that, oh, I have to go eat? Could you do other activities with friends? Could you change your mindset around traveling? Sometimes when we're traveling, or sometimes when we're, going on vacation, we have this idea that, oh my gosh, I should throw all my healthy ideas out the window, and then when I come back, I'm going to start over. But is that sustainable? Is it really sustainable to keeping you healthy and slowing your aging and keeping you with a healthy gut? No, because things go off balance a lot. And then you're always struggling to get them back in, but that can wreck your gut, can lead to leaky gut, can lead to additional stress, which can lead to more hormone imbalance. But if you say, you know what, I'm on vacation, as part of my healthy diet, I'm going to have a little bit of this particular dessert, or I'm going to have a different carb, or I'm going to, there is that opportunity. And it's up to you, though, to put it into a different perspective and part of a healthy, balanced diet and part of healthy habits. That keeps you in your healthy lane versus sends you over the hill and down the cliff so that you're climbing your way back up. And it's a steeper climb each time, right? Where you might be gaining more and more and more weight, or practically feeling like you're gaining weight overnight, or feel achy, or you don't have to feel that way. But just changing your mindset is probably one of the first steps to getting back into the healthy lane. If you need help to developing these kinds of things, I only use positive psychology. I always make you feel better before you, after each call. And I help you think you can do it. I help you know that you can do this, even when you're traveling, even when you're on vacation. The idea is to make these permanent shifts so that you feel awesome all the time. I mean, sure, people get sick from time to time, but we want the majority of the time to be feeling awesome and high energy. Who wants to feel yucky most of the time? And to know you can do this, and you can do this on your own, so that once you're done working with me, you've got all the skills and understand and all the education and knowledge to know what does it take to stay healthy while I'm traveling, so that I can still have fun and stay healthy and not gain weight and keep a healthy weight and not be exhausted and feel like I can play tennis if I want, or play pickleball, or run around with my kids, or whatever it is that your goal is. That's what keeps you in that healthy lane, okay? You need help, reach out to me.